Abomination is the next month-long milestone character. In this video, we're discussing what you need to do right now to prepare. Is Pocket Dimension really coming back this month? And the Bionic Avengers here, are they living up to the hype? We're discussing these items and a lot more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother, Mr. Hartgrave, who is appropriately dressed for the occasion. And if you're ready for it, Mr. Hartgrave, let him know what to do, my brother.
Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel and this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. If this is your first time here, we do this every single week, talking all about the ups and downs in Marvel Strike Force, and there's a lot of them. And yes, if you hadn't already hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, because we got at least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. This is a longer video than we normally do, so if you're looking for specific topics in this video, make sure you check out the timestamps down below. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this, make sure you give it a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening to it. But without further ado, our guest this week is our brother from the dark side, Mr. Hartgrave, who's looking a little more colorful than usual. How are you, Mr. Hartgrave?
Doing pretty good.
I hear you're a little more salty in Marvel Strike Force than you have in some of the past videos. Did Archangel make you mad, brother?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just that the game in general is lacking some gameplay right now. We all miss Tower, Pocket Dimension, these sorts of things, engaging content. Doom 3 raids are nice, but I don't feel like I feel like I'm actually playing raids less now because we're hitting lower percentages.
30%, yeah, not going for that 100. I feel you. I log in like a couple times per day to do the Doom 3 raids. I do a couple nodes, and that's all we're doing. So I feel you on that one. I do want to get your progress update on what you guys are doing on Doom 3. We will get to that, but the first item I want to discuss today is probably the most exciting thing that's I've been using in Marvel Strike Force, and that is the new exciting Bionic Avengers. Supposedly, they are the solution to tech in the Doom raids, and every report I've seen on this team is very, very positive. Now, as you can see, I just got the ISO 8 for them, and they're pretty low. So even in this awesome team, they're not surviving in Doom 3 right now. But I know you're a hardcore raid person. Have you tried this team? And if so, are they living up to the hype for you, Mr. Hartgrave?
Yeah, I haven't personally. I'm free to play, so I haven't unlocked Deathlock. I haven't unlocked Hulkbuster, but my alliance has.
Okay.
Everybody on the left-hand side. Everybody on the right-hand side gets to hold off a bit because we don't get tech until like the last section. So until we start 100%ing, we don't really need it. But those on the left-hand side, they have built it up. I think around 700K.
Okay.
It starts, tearing up the 3.2 and the 3.3, no issues. So yeah, I think it has lived up to what it's supposed to do. It works very, very well on the Doom 3 raid.
So like I said, mine's is only about 400K.
Yeah.
And they got through the first wave. They didn't beat the whole node, but they got through that first tech wave at that 400 level. You see how low they are, all level 75. And yeah, 700K, I think they're gonna be good. I was impressed with what they did at 400K though. They're not able to beat the nodes, but even at that low level, I'm impressed with what they do. So I guess the answer to the question is yes, they are living up to the hype. They are as good as they were built. Now, I think one of the biggest questions that people have, because there's a lot of different ways to put the ISO 8 on this team. What do you think the best ISO 8 is that you're hearing about? As you can see, for me right now, I have them all Raider except for Hulkbuster with that Striker tag. I think eventually I'm going to want to put Striker also on Viv Vision, but this is what I have right now. I've also heard some people going all Raider or some different combos. What are some combos that you're hearing about that have been really effective for some of your alliance mates or some of the followers of your channel?
Yeah, that's curious. I think everyone's going to agree with Striker on Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
With some exceptions. I think that one makes a lot of sense. I don't think there's a lot to be said about it. He's just kind of all damage. So Striker makes sense.
I don't hear a lot of argument for Raider on Iron Man and Deathlock either. I think those are key ones. Have
agree
you been
with
hearing any
Raider.
dissenting ISO 8 classes for those two characters?
Yeah, I agree with Raider on Iron Man, just because he gives crit chance and damage to everybody, but he himself like a little extra crit damage, to the point where it's kind of nuts. Plus, with all the energy flying around, he's going to kind of constantly be using his special, which is an area effect attack. So you're going to get the most out of Raider when he's kind of specialing every round, doing hopefully crit damage every round. So I agree with that. Who is there? Are there Raider?
Deathlock, I think most people are in agreement. Raider is a class. Have you been hearing any other classes for Deathlock?
All right, for Deathlock, I know why people want to put Raider on him. I think it's a classic mistake of what we do when we put Raider on characters, because it's only his basic that benefits from Raider, right? On crit, that. Look, there's enough energy flying around on this team anyways. And I don't think this is a team where you're really going to hit the basic button very much on, because they're constantly getting energy. This is a team where you're going to be using specials and ultimates almost exclusively and not really using the basic at all. So for Deathlock, I would lean more towards Striker. And the reason why is because he does passive damage. And when you have a character that does passive damage like Kestrel, Ghost Spider, extra damage that you're going to get from Striker on their passive is going to outweigh the damage that's going to come.
I forgot about the damage here. Okay.
Yeah.
That does make sense. I think it's not just for the crit damage on the basic though. I think it's the overall damage of the team, and I can't remember which one gives him more damage, the Raider or the Striker. I haven't really looked into those numbers, but I think people are doing that just for the overall damage that he gets and not necessarily the basic.
If there is no deflect on the board, Raider is slightly better, very slightly, like 0.2% better than Striker. Barely. Now, if there's any deflect at all, Striker's going to win out every time.
Okay.
Because when there's deflect, you can't crit. All the damage goes away. All the benefits go away. Raider can be entirely nullified by one person dropping a boost in war. So maybe in raids, Raider, maybe you have it worked out where there's not a lot of deflect down, but in pretty much every other game mode, there's deflect all over the place, and Raider's going to get shut down pretty hard. So that's why, another reason why I go Striker more than Raider.
All right, so the damage part does make sense, Striker over Raider. What the other hesitancy I would have for Striker for Deathlock is, if you put Striker on him, that means you're not getting as much strikes from Hulkbuster, which is going to get the barrier, and you're not going to get as much strikes from Viv Vision, which is going to give deflects. So if you put that Striker on him, he's not doing enough. So I don't know. I guess you're going to have to experiment and see which one works for you. All right, let's move on to Vision, though. And I know you got a big synergy combo between Viv Vision and normal Vision. You think that is worth it enough to try to get that triple tap when Viv Vision does her move and get that assist from Vision and a back for Viv Vision? Going Striker, Skirmisher combo with that, or like I've done and just left him as Raider to increase that crit damage and then see what happens with Viv Vision, not worry about that triple tap?
Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it to go for that. They're not really going to be your damage dealers. In fact, for both of them, I would recommend Skirmisher.
Skirmisher. Now, is that initially before they're all built, before they have that focus, or even after they have that focus to put that Skirmisher tag on them? Because I've heard Skirmisher for Viv Vision until she gets up and gets her focus up, then going with Striker.
I'm just going with Skirmisher all the time. Look, I've learned my lesson. We all used to have Zemo as Raider, right? We all remember that? Yeah. Everybody had Zemo as Raider. And then at a certain point, we all had to turn him into a Skirmisher because his ability blocks.
Because the focus. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Maybe this works today. Maybe today Raider is fine. But eventually you're going to switch the team to Skirmisher, so I'm just going to do it right now. I did the same thing with the Web Warriors. I'm happy I did it. They've never had a problem landing their debuffs. And you got to think outside of Raid as well. I think when it comes to Scourge, Skirmisher really wins out over Raider as well, because you're going to remove buffs. Skirmisher as well. People tend to forget about that Skirmisher removes buffs. And I think the team does have some buff removal in it, but extra buff removal is always nice.
Okay. Now, Viv Vision. You're going with you said skirmisher for both of them.
Skirmisher for both of them.
Okay. That is what I have right now. I do need to do a little more experimentation, obviously with a team at the proper level to get my final recommendations. Are those your final recommendations, or that just what you theory crafting or you hear is what's working for?
No, that's
right now.
What I'm locking in. You know, I've already taken
okay.
them up, for the ones I have unlocked. I've taken them up to blue isotope 8. I'm pretty sold on it. Although blue isotope 8 level 3 isn't that big of an expenditure. I think you can switch that around pretty easy.
Yeah, it's the level 4.
Yeah, you're more locked in when you go to level
4 problem. That's when it becomes a problem. Oh, you want to see a horrible mistake I accidentally did?
Oh no!
Not even on a Horsemen team. Oh no! Yeah. I was in the middle of upgrading him. And I stopped and I came back like, oh, upgrade. Oh shoot, oh no. All right. So that is what I did. Don't make that mistake. Don't put any level 4 blue on them. But I guess
I got
you could
4 blue all on my squirrel girl because this was before the Horsemen.
Oh, we knew the apocalypse. Oh, I think what? I think I might have done that as well. Oh, I feel so bad about that. At least I don't have Rogue at 7 stars, so she still has a little Scourge apocalypse value for me. All right. Before we move on to some other teams, before we move off of this Bionic Avengers team, I do want to get your recommendation quickly. What is your T4 priority? As you see, for Iron Man, I've done special and passive. What are your T4s for Iron Man that you're recommending? Anything else or just those two as far as bare minimum?
I can make this real quick for you.
Okay.
Every single one.
All of them for Iron Man.
When it's a raid team, it's all of them. They're gonna cycle through all the abilities. They're all gonna get used.
Let's say you're like me. That's kind of that has that T4 crunch right now, and you can't afford to do all of them. What would you say is the most necessary ones? This is what I chose: the special and the passive. Where are you going with this?
I mean, that makes sense. I think across the board, if you're doing specials and passives, because all right, you got to keep in mind the team's always getting energy, right?
Yes.
So like I said, I don't think you're really going to be using the basics. I don't think you're really going to hit that button very much because the energy is just, you're always going to be.
Except for Hulkbuster.
I guess so. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, from his assist and counter chance. All right, so
yeah. So you get a little. It's like a little bit of extra bonus you get from doing the basics, but I think your biggest bang for your buck is going to be the passives and the specials. Ultimates are good too, but they're going to have a little bit longer of a cooldown. But if you have your specials done, you can just kind of wail on those every turn, and if they're upgraded, you're going to get more out of it.
Now I did the special and passive for Vision. I also did the ultimate. This gives him 1 ability energy for adjacent Bionic Avenger allies. Also does a little more damage. Would you still do this one if you were T4 crunched?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Okay, so if you're in the Doom 3, every single tier 4. Like that advice holds. If you're doing the Doom 1, if you're doing the Doom 1, I don't know, maybe just the passives is fine, and maybe you don't need anything, because the team is overpowered. It's crazy overpowered.
Yeah.
So, you might not need the tier 4s. You might be able to, I don't know what else you're saving them for. This is the best team for the tech section of the Doom raid, and is going to be for 2 years. If there's any team worth dumping all the tier 4s into, it's this team. It's really good.
I like that comment you made. It's probably going to be for 2 years. At the pace that they're releasing these teams, they're going to be struggling eventually in whatever raids we have, but it's still going to be the best option for a while. Deathlock, I did the basic and the ultimate. I don't think his passive is that great. 100% damage for the most injured enemy. This is the only passive I don't like on this team. Moving on to Viv Vision, did the ultimate and the passive there. I don't remember. Yeah, the special is just damage for her, whereas the ultimate for her gives her damage to the primary targets, but flipping all negative effects instead of 2 with that
whenever you're going from a number to all, that's usually an essential upgrade.
All right, so ultimate and passive for Viv Vision and Hulkbuster, we did 3 of them. Could I have skipped the special or the ultimate, in your opinion?
I would say the
special adds a little bit more barrier, 10% extra barrier, a little bit more damage, and then the ultimate also adds barrier. It adds 15% more barrier and 60% more damage. I guess maybe the barrier is not as important, and if you just were building this character just the passive, would you do either the special or the ultimate, or skip both both of them.
It's
If you were
really
Chief
gonna
Horseman.
depend, you know, what level of Doom raid you're doing. Like if
Okay.
you're in the Doom 3, you're not going to be able to skip these. You're going to need everything. If you're in the Doom 1, you probably don't need either. You probably are going to be fine because this team is crazy.
Just full auto, even at that 400k level.
Yeah, I would assume. Let us
All
know
right.
down in the comments. Are you in the Doom 1 using this team? Is it just destroying it? That would be
Oh,
great.
I
wanna go do
destroyed the
Doom
Greek.
1.
I destroyed the
Let's do
Greek
the
raid
Doom
with this
3.
team. The Greek was no problem with this team.
Now we're talking.
Just simmed it so easily with this team. All right, but let's move on. This is the newest character in the game. We had an offer for Hulkbuster. As you can see, if you did not join my stream the next morning, I actually got a 5 red and a Hulk after my initial orb pull of 2 red stars on Hulk, but Hulkbuster, excuse me. Now, as far as what you're hearing, since you have not unlocked him yet, is he useful? And just looking at his kit, in your opinion, is Hulkbuster useful outside of raids or outside of this Bionic Avengers team? I hear they're pretty good in war in a full team, but does he have any use at all outside of the Bionic Avengers?
Wow, that would be interesting. Yeah, I don't. There, you see, the problem with tech is that there haven't been tech characters in years. What's the last good tech character we got was Lady Deathstrike, right? And maybe T'Challa.
T'Challa was pretty
But
good.
they don't really-
Kate Bishop was good.
They don't really synergize with much. There's no one really driving that. Our tech legendaries are Shuri and Iron Man and Dr. Octopus, and they don't really, play well with others. So I don't think Hulkbuster really, like, you could put him on a power armor team, I guess, but that's kind of crazy. And they don't really, give bonuses outside of their team anyways. So I think he's kind of isolated too.
Just Bionic Avengers.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hearing they're very good in war, destroys the Asgardians, even though they're not a war offense team. Are you hearing about any other game modes for these guys?
Here's something interesting, though. I believe Bionic Avengers do count as Avengers.
Yes, they're all
So
Avengers. They don't have that. They don't have that tag here in the game, but they all have that tag in the background. Every single Avenger, Young Avengers, everybody does have that tag in the game.
So yeah, if you're a new player and I don't know, for some reason, if you just have Hulkbuster, right? Like you might be able to get something out of, pairing him with Black Widow, I guess. I think she has. Yeah, her buffs hit Avengers, so her buffs
Not just wave
hit.
ones. Okay.
Yeah, her buffs would hit Hulkbuster if you're so inclined.
All right.
There could be something there. I mean, Black Widow's special is actually pretty great, as it clears negative effects. It gives you stealth. It gives you speed up. So it's another alternative to give speed up to the team if you're lacking in speed for any reason in the arena and in Cosmic Crucible or in war.
Okay, and she does have that wave 1 Avenger tags for the war Horsemen coming up. I've heard that Falcon's actually a little better than Hulkbuster on war offense. Have you tried these guys out at all on war offense? And if so, what was your results?
No, I haven't tried it out, but I get the theory, because what you're doing is if you're replacing Hulkbuster with Falcon. Now keep in mind you're losing a lot of health. Yeah. Hulkbuster gives a lot of health passively to the team. Yeah. So I guess you're hoping to get the kill before you need that health. And, I guess you're using Falcon because you're already using Cable, you're already using Emma, other places who would also speed up the team. I don't think Falcon is actually doing that much, though, other than that initial speed boost. But he doesn't, like I was saying, like his power armor tags don't really hit the rest of the team and vice versa. They're not really that compatible.
Okay. I haven't tried them out yet. I have not tested that, but that was a question that the Valley Club wanted me to ask you. Last question. What do you think of the size of Hulkbuster? I mean, you said it before. The full Iron Man suit is supposed to fit inside of Hulkbuster, but it doesn't look. It looks actually really good here when you don't compare him to other characters. When you got him on the field, though, he's the same exact size as Iron Man. Do you think they're ever going to fix that, or he's just going to be a mini Hulkbuster to counter the mini Hulk?
I get why it is the way it is, because there's only so much.
Because Hulk is tiny. Oh, I thought it was because Hulk is tiny, so the Hulkbuster is also tiny. I thought it's because of the Hulk problem.
I don't think it's that, but it might be connected to the same problem. You know, there's only so much footprint a character is allowed to take up on the battlefield.
Okay.
So that it, you know, fits and you don't have.
What about they make all the other characters smaller so that Hulk and Hulkbuster could be bigger?
Right.
But yeah, as I'm saying that, I'm thinking the problem is that you can't see the characters maybe because they're gonna be too small. So, all right.
I guess. Know. I wish that there was a more creative. Like, all right. I think we'd have to go so far back in the development process on this, because what should happen.
This is a very fragile framework, Mr. Hartgrave. They go back in the development process, could break everything again.
I think what you would need to do with the tools that they currently have, without totally remaking the combat engine, is a character like Hulkbuster or Hulk would take up 2 spots. You would have a 4-person team. You'd have to make Hulkbuster that good, but that would make you feel really impactful, wouldn't it? If they took up 2 spots, that would
be cool. They would have to have that kit to justify that, but that would be interesting. I don't know if I would be necessarily opposed to that. All right, we've talked about
it would be really fun.
I think it would be as well. All right.
That would have had to have happened back when they designed this thing. And
they can't do that now. The framework is too fragile, and too many things have been added on top of and pieced on top of that to do that now. The whole game would break. We would get gold game. We would get Thanos giving again. We would get all these bad things again, all over again.
Would open Pandora's box and all hell would break loose. But no, it would be really cool if big characters actually felt big, and you know, existed,
feeling their impact rather than the small characters. I get it. I agree with you. But we've talked about Bionic Avengers for so long. Let's move on to Doom 3. As you can see, our alliance went back to get the first time rewards for Doom 1. But normally we're in Doom 3. What is your progress right now in Doom 3? We are currently doing 30%, except for today, except when we got to record the videos. Normally we're doing 3.2. Where are you guys at? At 30%. So where are you guys at right now?
You're living my dream. I want to do the Doom 1.
I don't want to do this. I don't want this day. I think this is because some of the newer alliance members didn't get the first time rewards. I think I actually got the first time rewards. So this is just a waste. This is just a wasted teal orb for me.
That's going to be fun to throw the tech team into that, though. They're going to tear
it will. Today my tech team's going to smash.
Get it.
All right. So what is your progress report though? I'm assuming it gets way better than mine.
Yes, we are just now hitting 60% on the 3.3.
Okay.
Let me give you an up to the date total here. We actually have 71% on the 3.3.
Nice.
So yeah, especially one of our teams, they went really hardcore and they did like 85% on their own. So good job on those guys.
And is that a daily thing? 60% on Doom 3.3?
We're gonna push into the 3.4. What it looks like, if this is correct in game, is it looks like hitting 60% on the difficulty 3 will unlock difficulty 4. Now that's a new thing.
Okay.
And then we'll attempt to do 30% on the 3.4 daily, which should be possible.
All right, that's getting you more teal orbs, brother.
Like one.
I see you so excited there.
It's
a whole
amazing.
one per day though. That's 7 per week, 30
and nothing
per
else
month.
Changes, though. No extra credits, no extra orange orbs, no extra tier 4s. It's literally one teal elite orb.
And that's an extra teal orb at 30% over the previous 60%.
Well, it would be actually the same thing.
Oh. Well, less nodes, more time back. More time back. You could do 2 or 3 nodes the whole day instead of doing extra nodes. So
yeah,
so you get less. You get your time back. You're getting time, not necessarily resources.
Quality of life. Actually, I think at difficulty 4, you actually get 2 more teal orbs at 30%. So I think we will actually still net 1 extra teal orb for 30%.
Worth it. That's worth it. That's worth it. It is. 30 per month, brother Hartgrave. Come on now. Think of this expanded to these large numbers. That's 365 extra teal orbs per year that you're getting just by doing the next rate up.
You know, it's worked out for Blue Isotope 8. I don't want for Blue Isotope 8. I think I have over 500 Blue Isotope 8 orbs because I've been in an alliance that's pushing Doom raids as soon as they've launched. So maybe that will translate to these elite teal orbs, which it won't.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it does make a difference. Maybe it I don't know. I was trying to think of something positive. Well,
I
let's see.
haven't opened one. I haven't even opened one of them. I have no idea what's even inside of them.
I think I opened some. There's no uniques. There's no Gear 16 and 17 uniques, but there's all the other stuff. All right. Moving on from this, let's talk about the stealth buffs that happened to Doom 3.3, which, let's be honest, these stealth buffs made it where they should be, because I don't know if you guys were aware, previously Doom 3.2 was at a normal level, but Doom 3.3, some of the buffs weren't being applied, and Doom 3.3 was actually easier at one point before these stealth buffs went on than Doom 3.2. Now, as this person stated, it makes sense for Doom 3.3 to be harder because it's the harder raid. This person has a problem because about 30 alliances recently pushed 3.2 to 100% to get to 3.3, to get that extra orb that you're talking about, and now they buffed it so that it's actually where it should be. Do you have a problem with them buffing this, or do you have a problem with them buffing it stealthily, or no problem at all?
I verge on no problem at all. And
Okay.
and yeah, I have a video out right now on my channel if you want to check that out with my unfiltered thoughts on this particular Reddit post.
Oh, we're getting your filtered thoughts. Awesome.
Yeah, my filtered thoughts.
Okay. Oh yeah, the
you
PG
know,
version of
like
Hartgrave.
I just said, spending 20,000 cores as an alliance to go get one extra teal orb a day, that doesn't make any sense. It's not worth it. Like, it was never worth it.
Well, why do you put it like that? That does seem excessive, but just pushing. I understand pushing, but not spending that many cores for one orb a day. But pushing for fun, that I want to do that. I want to do
these
that.
alliances did something that doesn't make any sense for no reward. And they now feel abused by the game. I would argue that they abuse themselves.
Well, all right. So if the salty
point.
Mr. Hartgrave is responding to salty Reddit like this, then yeah, I guess this is not that big of an issue if that's your take.
I mean, look, I do agree with compensation for it, though. At the end of the day, they broke this. It was broken from day one. I think the accurate and compensation that should be sent out to all affected alliances, any alliances running Doom 3 raids, should be one elite teal orb per day that it was broken.
Whoa. Okay. I like that. I like
It's
that.
a
I
drop in
don't
the
think they're
bucket
going to do
anyway.
that, but I like that. I like that.
No,
Listen, Scopely, come on. Give
Yeah.
us a bone here. Give us a bone on that. All right. We'll see what happens with this. I think they're going to do nothing. I would love it if they did that extra orb per day, though. All right, let's move on because we've had some question. We were talking about ISO 8 level 4, and I guess the big question that we have from the community right now is, should you be putting level 4 ISO 8 on any characters right now? Because once these Horsemen teams come out, full Horsemen teams with Apocalypse, they may change. So, and at that time, we may have a big influx of ISO 8 blue level 4 or level 5s, and it may not matter. But at this point, we're getting only very little bit of these ISO 8 blue level 4. So for your Horsemen teams, which are currently the Darkhold teams and the Unlimited X-Men, soon to be the Gamma team as well, would you level up any of your characters to level 4 ISO 8 blue at this point now, or just wait to see what their final form is? Give you that benefit now, or wait to save resources and see what their final best class will be?
Yeah, I think it depends on the character. Some of them I'm pretty set on, and I have taken a few of the Darkhold to level 4 blue. But other characters I'm not as set on. Like, yeah, I'm in no rush to put like level 4 blue on Scarlet Witch, right?
Okay.
That's not even going to help me right now. There's no.
And honestly, it won't help you with anything except that event requirements. That's it. That's
So
it.
it'll be like Winter Soldier. Like the day that it happens, I'll stick it on there begrudgingly and curse about it, and then move on with my life.
And would you change the ISO 8 class? Like, I know you left a lot of them as skirmisher.
Yeah.
Because you think that's eventually where they end up. Would you just put them as skirmisher right now, or would you put your what is best for them and bring them up?
Yeah, I think one of the big arguments is Morgan Le Fay, and yeah, skirmisher might not be the best class for her. However, if she doesn't land her debuffs, she becomes almost useless.
Yeah.
So skirmisher in the long run is probably something you can't get away from unless Apocalypse passively gives her like plus like Jessica Jones levels of focus.
Gotcha.
Which is possible. It could have that dumb of a design where
Well,
Apocalypse.
my goodness, this is the most grinding we had to do for one single character ever. So that it is possible. It is possible.
Maybe Apocalypse passively, you know, makes it so Morgan Le Fay always lands her buffs no matter what, no matter what her focus is.
Focus is irrelevant with this team when Apocalypse is on there.
Yeah. I guess if you want to think about it that way, maybe don't put level 4 Skirmisher on Morgan Le Fay. Me, I did it because my arena shard is tough, and if I don't have a 7 red Morgan Le Fay with level 4 blue Isotope 8 Skirmisher on her, I'm not going to land any debuffs because that's what I'm going up against. That's what everybody's done. So
yeah, when I did that Skirmisher as a temporary class because on paper it looks like Striker's the best class, but I've never switched away from it because I need those debuffs to land. I need that extra focus.
I've tried her as Striker. I've tried her as Raider. I can't. It just nothing lands. She's useless. Nullifies her.
All right, so let me know in the comments what you guys are doing with your ISO 8 for blue right now. Are you equipping it or are you waiting? I know a lot of people equipped things previously based on the information that we had. Now that we have this information for Apocalypse, are you equipping your ISO 8 for blue? All right, we have an event going on right now for Viv Vision, one of the Bionic Avengers. That is the hot craze. How many power cores are you spending per day on this event, Mr. Hartgrave, in conjunction with your normal campaign energy, your normal ISO 8 energy, which, by the way, you should be saving. We're going to talk about why in just a little bit. But and then with the actual event, how much refreshes are you doing at the actual event, and has that changed what you're doing on your spending in other areas of the game?
Yeah, I'm spending all of my cores on the event campaign. I'm spending 600 cores a day.
Okay. I'm spending that as well, and I think I still am doing some of the campaign energy. So my power cores are dwindling, and that may be a bad thing for the upcoming event. Now, are you on pace to get that adamantium arm?
Yeah, I'm wondering why you're so far behind. I'm at 75,000.
I don't know. No, I think I missed open a few orbs. I don't know. Maybe you opened more orbs than me. I know there's some nights that I fell asleep actually and didn't get that extra energy. So there's a few nights in a row.
I'm petitioning for them to raise the cap on that event campaign energy because at 100 it's just way too low.
Oh yeah.
Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, they had that cap back in the day when energy was also at 100 and energies went up with all these level caps, and campaign energy never did. All right, so yeah, that's what this is. I think I'm gonna get it, but as you can see, I'm a little behind where you are. Now let's talk about this event orb right now, because this is for a campaign event. This orb didn't look good in the beginning, and as I've opened them, they've seemed to get worse and worse and worse. This iron-willed orb right here. Oh yeah, I got 4 more here that I could open, so I got 8,000 more points that I'm banking. But look at these characters here, Mr. Hartgrave. We got Viv Vision, which is the campaign, but no other unfarmable characters. And I guess maybe Silver Samurai, but he's like the most farmable unfarmable character ever in being in the Blitz orb. Is this the worst one that you can remember?
It's pretty bad. I mean, at least from a new player perspective, there are some characters in there that new players will be farming that they can get some shards from. So that's about as much of a positive slant as I can put on it. The other thing I can say on this is hyper focusing on this orb is what we're doing right now because we're looking at it. But know that the rewards that come in the game can come in any way, shape, or form. So maybe these shards are going to come to us on, other milestones. It doesn't seem to be, but I don't know.
We may get more Viv Vision shards. We may get more shards. That doesn't change the fact that this is a trash orb, total trash orb. My goodness.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have seen more characters represented in it and usable in the campaign.
I mean, Echo, Kate Bishop, some of these older non-farmable characters, geez, that should be farmable at this point.
Yeah, you don't have to throw Cersei and Icarus in there because I understand why you wouldn't want to throw really powerful characters because you're trying to get people to kind of engage with the new campaign because these are the characters, the same characters you can
let's go
use.
back. I didn't even look at this Iron Willed tag. Who should be in this orb here that we could include in this Iron Willed with this Iron Willed trait that's in the game?
I think Kate Bishop and Echo wouldn't hurt anything.
Okay, so we've got these Asgardians. They've thrown some of the newer characters. We got Deathlock in there. That would be nice to throw in there. We could have get some other characters these tags, but yeah, as far as the ones that do have this tag, these would have been nice. We got Viv Vision in there, but all of the new hero Asgardians, Deathlock, one of those characters would have been nice, or just extend this tag because the tag is trash.
All right, here I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. Mighty Thor, you've already been given like an extra 150 shards of her, right?
Oh yeah, maybe she was supposed to be this orb, and then because of their screw up, they took her out.
That's possible. That's what I'm saying about. You got to think about these shards in the greater terms. Like, I think we already got those Mighty Thor. I mean, I don't know how it works with them, but it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah, and I guess Deathlock, we're getting. They want to sell that event.
We got 30 Agatha too, and maybe those rewards came out of this as well. I don't know.
So every screw up, we get a worse and worse orb. There's been a lot of screw ups. That is why we have such a trash orb. Now it makes sense, Mr. Hartgrave. I wasn't thinking about this in the right way. You gotta look at the Scopely screw ups. They don't screw up. We got a good orb. They screw up. They give us free stuff for that. Yeah. And it's at the expense of this orb. That now I understand. Now it makes perfect sense to me. All right. But you know what doesn't make sense to me? Pocket Dimension. Why did we keep getting these teases of Pocket Dimension? We've had it in the game a few months ago and then it went away. We've had it in the game earlier this week, then it went away. We have an explanation that says it's coming later this month. I'm not sure if you believe it. Let me read this full statement and you tell me if you believe what is said here. The timer for Pocket Dimension was unintended because it did go live earlier this week. We removed the timer from in-game. We apologize that it appeared early. How early? My goodness, we have not seen a Pocket Dimension for months and months. It is now August. We've seen 2 this entire year, but we know we're going to do a Pocket Dimension before the end of the month. Here's the kicker though. As long as no unforeseen issues surface, I think unforeseen issues always surface at Scopely. So this is their out here to not doing this. At the time of this writing, we fully intend to bring it to you very soon, which was a couple days ago. It may have fully changed at this point because this was 2 days ago that he posted this. It will not be in this Friday's blog, however, but hopefully the following just before the month end. We appreciate everyone's patience. We know this is a highly desired event, working diligently to put the finishing touches on this so you can do this by the end of the month. Do you believe your buddy Archangel here?
Yeah, I would really like to know the full truth about what's going on.
I believe he's communicating what was communicated to him. Do you think they're giving him the right information? Let me rephrase that question. I don't want to throw Archangel under the bus. Do you think they're giving him the right information?
If it was the case that because they gave you an extra Mighty Thor calendar, they had to delay Pocket Dimension because they didn't want to give you that much gear, they would not let him say that.
Oh my goodness. It makes more sense. Why we have no tower mode, why we have no Pocket Dimension, it's because all these bugs. They never get rid of these bugs. And they keep giving us stuff to make up for it. And yeah, we're getting less and less stuff. We're getting no Pocket Dimension, worse orbs.
I would rather have Tower Mode run. A Pocket Dimension is ridiculous. It's no gameplay for me. Maybe some people get to enjoy. I've never heard anybody go like, oh, I've had such a great time doing Pocket Dimension.
It's the rewards. It's the rewards.
We want the rewards.
I mean, it's like Dark Dimension. The first time you go through it, all right, that was cool. And you never do it again. The rewards are cool. They could bring that back and just change the rewards. The thing with Tower Mode
is, I want them to run it just so I can play the game. I don't need rewards. I just want it to run so I can play the game.
All right, we're going to talk about Tower Mode next. One more question about Pocket Dimension before we go. If this does come back this month, like was communicated to Archangel and he communicated back to the community, do you think that this will include some Gear 17 rewards? Or some Gear 16 rewards? I don't think we had any teal gear the last time. I think we did the first time. I don't think the second time for Pocket Dimension we had any Gear 16. So you think there's going to be some teal in this orb? Some Gear 16 and 17 orbs now that we know the requirements for Apocalypse?
I don't know. I think I would be happier if it was flooded with orange gear. especially for what Pocket Dimension's kind of geared towards, which seems to be more mid-game players. And I think mid-game players really need that orange gear right now more than they need teal, probably.
That's fair. Well, hopefully some of these data mines reduce that. And it looks like all their focus on this orange gear, very minimal. It looks like they're trying to ease up these bottlenecks, but they're doing it at such a slow pace. But let's move on. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I do want to talk about tower mode. As you can see here, we had save squads for tower mode that I have not bothered to fill out because it is not returned. Why did they make this save squad tab if it's not going to return, Mr. Hartgrave? What do you think was on their minds then, or has their goals changed?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a Scourge tab would have been a better tab to have, in my opinion. Than
more
tower.
Useful. We're getting those back more.
It's not even like it's not even how tower mode works. You can't make a tower mode roster. It's like you have to tailor your team for every team that you go against.
You can for the first day. The second, and maybe part of the second day after you're getting through some of the tougher teams. Though it is a daily thing, but it makes the first day easier, I guess, right?
You can just use your Blitz roster.
Well, my Blitz roster is like all over the place. I mean, some of these teams are not going to win. Look at my Infinity Watch here for my Blitz roster. It's
all your teams are above. If all your teams are above 500K, I think you can blow through the first 40 floors of the tower pretty easily.
All right.
No matter what those teams are.
Well, hopefully it returns soon, because like you, I did miss that. Let me know your thoughts, guys, your predictions. When do you think we're eventually going to get tower mode? Obviously, it's not going to be in August. Do you think we're going to get one in September in the next update, though?
We need it right now, right during these, right in between the Scourges. Like, I really need it. The last time we ran tower, we ran it during the Scourge. Sucked.
Oh my goodness, you reminded me of that. I forgot how much grinding was done on that during that first quarter, the first for Morgan Le Fay. That was a lot.
Like, and
it was extended, and oh my god,
it's boring. Why is that? Why are you dumping all your content at once? Why could they could have just held that tower mode? I don't think they have a plan. They're not thinking this stuff through clearly.
Well, they have a long-term plan. I guess the short and medium term is changes on a daily basis. Yeah, whatever the money guys think is going to make the most money, even if it just totally pisses off the community and makes them less money in the long term. All right, Nico's costume, more bugs, guys. Issues with Nico's costume. Currently an issue obtaining Nico's costume. This was posted just 15 hours ago. The costume is obtained with his costume bits that are obtained from the Strike Pass, the new Strike Pass in the game. And it is not in the costume store. Tomorrow morning, so it should be there today. It is there now. It is there now. Okay.
Now it's here now, yeah.
All right, so where is their QA that they said they're gonna revive? I mean, this is not a big issue. It's already fixed, but where is their QA? How come they did not catch this before it went live?
We're the QA, man. I've seen it.
We are the.
We are.
Right. You're right. You're right on that. You're right on that. And I think it gives to the bigger question here. Where do we do with these costume credits? I mean, we haven't had a new one in the store since I think Phoenix Endsong. Before that was a long time. I guess Phoenix Endsong and the other Falcon costume came at the same time. Where do these costume credits go? When are we going to get more costume credits? We used to have more of these for free-to-play players. We're not getting a lot. Where did they go? How come we're not getting as much? And why are they not adding more costumes to the store?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was making money, and I think it's okay for me to say this. I mean, we know that they have. There's no plans. That it's not in the horizon.
Okay.
Like, they're not coming. There's no costumes. Like, we'll be lucky to see more costumes because people don't buy them. It doesn't
I like the costumes, but I want to grind for the costumes. I don't want to spend money, especially for this Nico Minoru costume. I like her normal outfit.
For some reason, though, Marvel Strike Force doesn't make enough millions of dollars for them to give us things like costumes for free. So they're not interested.
Well, we've got the Valkyrie one for free. Maybe that's you just gotta grind and be there at an event. And if you miss the event, you're kind of screwed because Taskmaster's never shown up again. Emma's never shown up again. A lot of these other costumes never shown up. Moon Knight. That I don't even remember. I think that was a $5 purchase and never came back and never went to the store. So what is going on with this?
Yeah,
there's a bunch. So let me know what you guys think. What do you want to happen with the costumes, or do you not care about it at all? Let's move on to the next thing, and that is ISO 8 refreshes, guys. Make sure you save them because we have Coordinated Assault coming today, August 18th at server reset. Anything else to do to prepare for this? I think this is pretty easy, but just don't do your core refreshes for the ISO 8 campaign at this time. Anything else that you're doing to prep for this Coordinated Assault, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a big thing you can do to prepare for this. So since this happens, twice a month now. We all know this happens twice a month now.
Yes.
Every day you get free ISO 8 campaign energy recharges.
Yes.
You can hold up to 500 of them in your inventory.
Okay.
So what you do is you let those build up between coordinated assault events, and you can basically cap out at 500.
Okay, Mr. Hartgrave, if I don't have my Bionic Avengers at the ISO 8 blue level 4 because they don't have the green on them, and I'm trying to get them to raise and I'm spending all that, how am I supposed to save for this event? Because these characters are coming so quick, I feel like none of them have the ISO 8. What should I do in that situation, Mr. Hartgrave?
Calm down.
Okay, I'm calm. Okay, I think that's the first step though, right? Or is that it?
I think that's it. I mean, okay, I don't know where I think green is pretty plentiful. I don't think I'm alone on this. I have like 200 of each kind of green crystal.
I wish I was. I got like thousands of certain crystals, but then there's like a focus one that I'm missing that I have 2 of, and it's like mine's are. I wish I had an even distribution of all my ISO 8 greens. I got weird distributions that I got thousands of some and like less than 10 of other ones, and I guess
what you have to do then is really micromanage your isotope 8 crystals, because that's what I do. I'll go in and meticulously make sure that I'm always farming the one that's lowest, and it takes me some time. I got to really hunt down which ones are the lowest and make sure I remember which nodes to farm.
Yeah, I mean, if I was ahead of the curve, if I wasn't so behind on these characters that don't have the ISO 8, that seems like a smart plan, but that's not where I'm at right now. I feel so behind. The apocalypse has made me so behind this year on all this stuff. I used to stay ahead. I used to farm the next character that's coming. So if we know Hulkbuster was coming, he's a protector. Make sure I got all the protector stuff. Now I'm like so far behind with everything. I can't even plan ahead with all that stuff.
Do you know what messes you up? What messes you up when it comes to this stuff is when you actually buy characters. This game punishes you for buying characters.
Well, because they want you to buy everything, not just the character. They want you to buy everything associated with the character.
So you're hitting all the other bottlenecks.
It's the upsell. It's the upsell. Here's the character. Oh, you use the character. Here's some more stuff you could buy. Oh, you want to use them right now? Buy even more stuff.
I don't fall for it. I just stay behind. I just calm down.
Yeah, all right. Calm down. I think that's a theme of this topic here. Calm down with all this stuff. Let's move on to these new advanced options. Now, when we were talking about this last week, when we saw the Datamines for this, I think in some certain areas, these advanced options going to full auto would be good. Like in Arena, if you accidentally walk away from an Arena match after 20 seconds, I could have used that today. I was on stream or an Arena match, and I actually pretty much won the match. At that point, I was answering a question. If it went to auto, we would have won the match, but it ended up timing out because I forgot what I was doing. It could be very, very good in the Greek raids as well. But as far as autoplay going in the normal raids, autoplay going in war, not the best thing. So have you equipped this? And if so, was this a positive experience for you, or was this a negative, or was it a wash?
I think it's like a super casual kind of thing that like if you're a super casual player, you might get some use out of this. But at my level of this game, if I let it go to auto, I'm going to lose. Basically.
What I wish would happen, that we could equip it for different modes. So raid, arena, war. I would equip the arena one. I would not equip the war. I would not equip the raids.
Yeah, I think that is how it works. I think you can. Yeah, you can. You get to select them all. Yeah, individually.
It's individual?
Yep.
Oh, okay, perfect. So I'm gonna. I didn't even look at it. I'm gonna select the arena one. I'm gonna turn off the war. I'm gonna turn off the raids. So this is a good feature that they separated it like that. So thank you for that. All right. Let's talk about character availability. I know you recently did a video on character availability. They're not coming fast enough. Our backlog seems to be, it's been going down slightly, but we still have a huge backlog of these characters from earlier this year. And even late last year, we still don't have them. The Red Star store availability, them going to the Elite store, used to happen after a couple weeks. Now we're waiting months and months and months for characters to arrive in the Elite store. What needs to be changed about this system in order to make it, make Scopely get their goals that give us that FOMO, and also give the players a little more enjoyable experience? What can be changed for this?
I think what we need, I think what they're doing now is fine, where they're trying to catch up. Every week, I want to see a character availability and a Red Star availability section of this blog. If we don't see this every week, then we have problems. But if it's there every week, that's fine. Going forward, underlying issue is that Marvel Strike Force to have standards that we can hold them accountable to. They've never had standards. They've never said like a character is going to come out, and after this many months, it'll be available this way. And after this many months, it'll be available that way. And it will never be unfollowable.
We're never going to get that. They rely on the FOMO marketing. We're not going to get that. They know it would be more.
Drop it. I think even if it's just internal, like they don't need to necessarily even share that with us, but I don't even think they have internal standards.
I mean, honestly, for me, I can't speak for the entire community. That would make me purchase a little bit more. I would be a little more free to spend. All right, I could purchase this character. It's going to be available at that date. Cool. Yeah. All right, this character is not going to be available for months. Confidence. Yeah, I would like that. Oh, this character is not available for 6 months. Oh, I got to buy this character right now. Oh, this character is coming in a couple weeks. All right, I'll buy this character now because I can farm this character and build them up in a couple weeks. I mean, there's logic for both buying early if you know the standard, but I don't think Scopely thinks that way.
It's crazy because that's how like Kickstarter games work, right? Like I know that that's not gonna be available.
They're too big to worry about.
But like, yeah, I mean, like that's how it works. That FOMO can work even if you inform your, buying public what the deal is. Here's what you can buy now, and then you won't be able to buy it later.
Oh, Cull, you're not gonna farm them for a year? Sure. Oh, I'm gonna buy extra offers for Cull.
There you go. Man, if they told us what was going to happen to the Eternals and how important that team was going to be, I think even people like me who don't spend it all might have been like, man, maybe I should just go ahead
I don't think they tested the Eternals. I don't think they had any idea how strong they were going to be. They intended to release 5 Eternals, and then there was just Cersei and Icarus like, yeah, they were stronger than we thought. We're going to have to wait to release the other 3 Eternals. That's why we only got 2 Eternals for the movie with like 8, 10 of them. We only got 2 of them.
See, that's the problem.
Their plans didn't go right.
This is the problem with, they don't even know internally what they're doing. They don't have any standards. And that's what I think they need to get in place here, just for every part of the game that seems broken.
It's surprising that this game is this successful and lasted for this long with such low quality standards from some of the people.
We just love Marvel this much that we're willing to put up with this garbage.
And honestly, as much complaining as we do about this game, this is the only game that's kept my interest for this long, really. Yeah. I've tried to play other games and none of them has kept my interest for longer than a few months. And this, as much complaining we do, I enjoy this game. I enjoy complaining about it to hope to get it better.
The reason why it's a shame is because, at its heart, the core mechanics of the game, the systems are all fairly good. I mean, most of them are kind of stolen from other games. They stole from good games, and they have created an interesting blend of, gameplay. Yeah. But they're just so fixated on, cash grabbing that I think that part gets lost for sure.
Agreed. All right. I want to see what you're going to do. Are you hoarding your Chaos Theory silver and gold promo credits? Are you spending them? Are you targeting certain characters? What are you doing in the Elite store right now? I know we're not getting a lot of characters there, but are any older characters that you're still looking to target in that store?
I wish I could do something with them, but yeah, the Elite store needs to go away.
It does.
It just needs
to go away. Yes, it does. I hated this.
Let's directly promote characters because I'm sitting on like 500 silver, 700 gold, and I can't even make stupid decisions because the characters don't even show up.
Hey, Mr. Hartgrave, do you remember the days that as soon as a character was added to they were in the game, as far as you could purchase them, they're right in the Elite store on day one?
Yeah.
So that means a couple days ago, we would have had Hulkbuster already in the Elite store. Do you remember those days? And they did this update to try to improve the store, but they made that aspect worse. And it's been this trashy ever since, and have to wait for these stupid Red Star availability updates. And yeah.
Yeah,
I would be happy if they brought that back. Just screw the backlog, screw the wait period. Just go right to the Elite Store.
I think so. And just give us the ability right from the roster screen to apply red stars like we do with gear, like we do with levels. And then, what I was saying is like, it makes no sense because they have these offers for silver credits and gold credits. Why would I buy those if I don't know when I can use them? Like, they're assuming that I'm going to go in there and refresh the store.
You're not going to, but people that don't watch this channel, that don't follow the game, they might buy it, you know?
Oh, man.
There's a lot of players in Marvel Strike Force, and only a certain small percent watch the YouTube content creators and things like that. So they're the ones that's going to buy all that stuff, not us, not you. That's not for us.
I think people buying gold promo credits know what the game is. And they know, and I don't think they buy them as much because they know how difficult it is to actually use them.
Oh, you don't think it's like, all right, this sucks. Let me just buy it. Let me get the last one because it's there.
If
I can buy it. I don't have to farm it. It was
actually in the Elite Store to buy, but you might have to wait for weeks or months for it to show up, or spend so many cores refreshing that store for it to arrive. The character that you wanted to drop 7 or 6 red on.
Here's the solution. Nobody spend cores refreshing these stores. The store will go away, and then we'll get the character promotions that we want. Nobody's refreshed that store ever again. Ever. They'll see the metrics on the non-spending of power cores, and they're like, all right, well, I guess we'll just go credits now. Because then we can sell more silver and gold promo credits. So nobody spend power cores to refresh any of the stores anymore, especially the Elite Store.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the best way. That's how you got to think of it. Like, do you want to reinforce this behavior when you're buying an offer, when you're refreshing a store, spending any kind of money or currency in the game? Keep in mind, they can see all that stuff. They're going to track it. Like, no one plays RTA. So RTA is gone. The people do have power.
Yes, we do. That's why we complain. Despite us liking it again. That's why I complain so much. Anyway, let's talk about some data mines here. First one, we talked about more orange gear. And according to this data mine, it says that they are updating the catalyst that we're getting. 200% more superior basic catalyst parts in the high roller milestones. So double what we're getting right now in the high roller milestones. So that is good. You're probably going to have to still spend a lot of
2. So we're going to get 4.
Oh, was it 2? Is there only 2? This makes it sound so good. And what about 150% increase in superior catalyst parts? So that's an extra half of what we're already getting. So what is it?
Yeah, it's literally 2. It's 1, 2, and 2. So now it'll be 2, 4,
all these
and 4.
orange gear changes that they're talking about in the blog post that we see this data mine of, I see they're trying to make an effort, but effectively is doing nothing to solve this orange gear crunch that we have right now. All right.
Yeah, that you need thousands of those.
Yeah.
You literally need thousands of those. And they're doubling 1 to 2 and 2 to 4. That's
okay, so do you think there's a weird, do you think this decimal point, Jeff, maybe 2,000% more?
There's a reason why they didn't put the number, because they know if they put the number, it would look absurd.
Yeah, I should have looked at what is actually in there before I
really
did
bad.
this. I'm glad you looked at it while we're talking about this, because it is a trash number.
Let me look at Save the World. That's just the normal Save the World, I would assume.
Yeah, it doesn't say the login
Superior
one.
Stat Catalyst?
The streak version of that.
Oh, that's ridiculous. There's only like 5 of those. So
we'll get 7. So we'll get 7 now. We're getting 7. 2 more and the other one, 2 more each.
Dude, I rarely go to milestone 10 or 11. You know which one is on milestone 8, which everybody gets?
What?
Armor.
Oh, the one that we have thousands of. The only one that nobody needs. That is so awesome. All right.
This is despicable. I'm sorry. This sucks.
Okay. Big thumbs down for this data mine. This is a big fail. All right. We have another month-long event coming right now. It is about this Hulk Hunter. So let me skip ahead to this and talk about this month-long event. Abomination looks like the character that's going to be the month-long grind character this the next month monster event. It's called Hulk Hunter, the Gamma Goliath orbs containing Abomination character shards instead of direct shards. So the first 4 of these iterations of these milestone events. We've gotten direct charge. The one in game right now for Deathlock, we got direct charge. Looks like it's switching it to Goliath orbs. This could be better. This could be worse. I guess it depends on what is the minimum that we're getting in these Goliath orbs. Is that more or less than we've previously gotten? We do know from this data mine, though, that these shards here, the Gamma Goliath orbs contain abomination shards. Each orb contains a chance to get up to 100 shards of radioactive brawler. Do you think that our overall rewards for most people, because most people I think are going to be getting close to the bare minimums, do you think the overall rewards are going to be less for this abomination event or more for this abomination event than we've had in the past?
I'm really disappointed by this news. I've asked for a clarification on this from the team because I'm just I don't like that they're doubling down on gambling mechanics. I don't think that that's what we should be doing with this game. I guess it's what they're thinking about doing. Hopefully it'll be the same amount. Like I'm looking at Spider-Woman, right? Spider was the last event that was normal because Mighty Thor I can't really gauge.
Yeah.
Like, we got 2 of those calendars.
Yeah.
But Spider-Woman was normal. I ended up with 4 yellow stars and 81 out of 130 shards.
How much out of 130 you broke up there?
80 out of 130.
Okay, so if that's the standard, 80 out of 130 at 4-star. If we end up with that for Abomination, at the minimum, this is better. And with some people getting the chance to get more, it's good.
But I don't.
Some people are going to get less than that. Some
forward.
people are going to get more. This. I don't like this. I don't like the gambling.
I think it's
guaranteed.
horrible moving from a fixed number into gambling mechanics. Like we don't need more loot boxes in this game. We have plenty of loot boxes. The event campaign boxes, you know, the Iron Will orb, those aren't that bad because your jackpot is like 24 shards. It's not really game breaking. It's mostly
I just
shards.
wish a non-jackpot was a little better because right now it's just Ultimus orb that I'm getting out of that non-jackpot.
Oh yeah, with all the, I mean, yeah. Are there going to be other characters in there besides Abomination?
At least according to this, it doesn't say that. It looks like it's just Abomination shards, but
so maybe it'll be like Gambit. Maybe it'll be a way for them to give you extra stuff on top of Abomination shards. You know, at the end of the day, as long as it comes out to be, you know, 4 yellow, whatever. And I don't even care if I don't get the extra 80 shards heading towards the 5th star. Whatever,
okay.
Fine, take those away. But as long as we get 4 yellow, I think I've said that for a year now or more. Just free to play, veteran players should be given 4 stars as a standard practice.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially for a month-long grind event like this. You know, as long as it's not worse. All right, and we also looks like we have the first of the month-long milestone events associated with these Hulkbuster, and that's called Stark R&D process. The Hulk process here. And what this is gonna, so Stark R&D is what it's gonna be called. You're gonna get these things called mutated cells, which looks to be the thing, which was like the tech circuits or the Mjolnir fragments or the A-Force emblems. Looks like it's gonna be called mutated cells here. This imperfect serum looks to be one of the pieces for the major milestones. Now this one is gonna be a 6-day milestone, batting in blitz and spending gold. So save your gold right now. So we got to spend gold, a lot of gold for this event. After this, a lot of people are suspecting they're trying to get our gold orbs out because a gold orb buff is coming. Do you think that they're going to do another gold orb buff? Do you think they're trying to get us to spend all our gold to deplete our gold orbs? Or is just something that we have to hoard for, even though they said no more hoarding?
I think reacting dramatically to data mines is incredibly foolish. And I think going on about, you know, how hoard your gold and save your gold and all this crap, that's crazy. This is mostly going to be a blitz event. We all know that. The spending gold portion, I don't think it's going to be more than like $500,000 a day or something.
Okay.
That would be my speculation. Maybe it's going to be, if you spend 6 million gold a day, you don't have to blitz. I don't know. Who knows? But just recent gold spending events have been very, very minor.
Okay.
Nothing you wouldn't normally do. I think 1 million a day was what you were looking at for gold. I think the last gold spending event that we had, people in my alliance literally beat it in the first 10 minutes. It was like
Okay.
basically spent 3 million gold total, and they were like done. So it
Okay.
could be a very minor amount of gold.
So with a lot of these events, it's they're pretty easy if there's no character shards associated. I don't see any character shards associated with this event. It may be very easy. The blitz that you have to do and the gold that you have to spend. What are your predictions as far as the blitzing that you do? 4 rotations a day to hit all this? Less? More?
Yeah,
where are you falling on this?
Yeah, blitzing is going to be tricky because usually these require quite a bit of blitzing. The ones that require teams at certain tier levels. I'm just going back to some of my old math on this.
Some of them don't. If you have those teams that are required at either that star level or that gear level, it requires very, very little blitzing if you're using your refreshes just on that team.
All right, you know what? I'm looking back at Blazing Sun. That's the one where you had to have Wakanda, the high tier. And actually with hardcore blitzing, you could complete that in 1 day.
Okay. So this one's probably not a huge grindy event. This is not one of the more grindy events for this Hulk Hunter milestones, but
maybe the gold
get
spending
ready.
would really offset how much blitzing needs to be done, which I think could be really positive. Like, hey, if you spend 2 million a day, then you only have to do like 100 blitz wins a day instead of 300.
How much? Great. Just out of curiosity, how much gold are you spending a day on average?
On average, I'm trying to stick to 1 million, but I don't really need to because I have 400 gold orbs saved up. So I think most days I'm spending around 2 million.
Oh man, I've been topping off, going over the milestones on some days just because I've been so far behind, trying to get my Bionic Avengers up, trying to get my hero Asgardians up, trying to build some other teams, and just
how many teams?
I don't have there's a lot of teams I need, Mr. Hartgrave, and I'm using them. So all right, I'm using a lot of gold, and it's expensive to build characters up to their proper levels, and trying to do that with entire teams just costs a lot. So
especially going to level 90 now or whatever level you're at, it gets really pricey.
Just one level is over 500k gold, so yeah, it gets very expensive. Now, one more thing. This is about non-Marvel Strike Force stuff, but it's about Marvel stuff. She-Hulk released on Disney Plus today. I've talked to you beforehand. You haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but what is your hype level for She-Hulk? No spoilers, guys, because neither of us seen it. What is your hype level and what are your expectations for this series?
I'm actually really excited. I'm going to make my family watch it tonight, and I think they're going to enjoy it. Like other Marvel shows that I've made them watch. So
more than Miss. Wait, you didn't take Miss Marvel, right?
I tried to make them watch a little bit of Miss Marvel, but yeah, nobody really took to that one. Not even me.
Are you expecting where does this gonna fall for you as far as Marvel series? Somewhere near the top, somewhere Miss Marvel levels, Loki level. Where are you hoping this is gonna be? I mean, obviously hoping. Where do you think this is gonna be falling at as far as Marvel Disney Plus shows?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to beat Loki with me. Because I really, really like that. So maybe right underneath it. I think it's a good sign how many movie actors they get to be in the show. I think that raises the quality of it.
There's a lot in this one. There's a lot of cameos in this one, so I think it's going to be a good one as well. Yeah, I think it's going to be in the top. I think for me, it's going to be in the top 3.
Yeah.
Just by what I've seen in the trailer, the cameos that that they've already announced, some of the things at the premiere, and I've heard people really enjoy it that have watched it. So yeah, I think it is going to be near the top. Let me know where you think this show is going to be for you. But that is it for us, Mr. Hartgrave. Any other final comments before we wrap up here?
I guess I could plug stuff. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch.
Do it. Yes. Anything else? Any other events going on coming up? Because the links are down below, guys. Make sure you go over to his YouTube and his Twitch channel. Give him a follow. Give him a subscribe, all that stuff. Anything else that you have coming up this week?
Yeah, nothing this week, but I do have some stuff planned on the horizon. We did hit 10,000 subscribers on my channel.
Nice.
And, I still haven't really properly.
Congratulations, brother.
Bigger. Yeah, thank you. I usually do something bigger to kind of celebrate milestones, so we're working on something. So come on by.
I think we did a video when we had your last milestone, right? We did like a wrestling video or something, right? All right, well, we'll have to do something again, Mr. Hartgrave. You let me know. That should be coming up as channel, so make sure you subscribe. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. We do a weekly news update on Marvel Strike Force every single week. So if you have not already hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, do it. You will not regret it. Check me out on Twitter because that is where I post most of my stuff. And yes, Twitch every single weekday morning, guys, for the Valley Club in the morning. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Mr. Hartgrave, are you ready for this fist bump? Oh, there it is. It's the fist bump from the dark side, guys. Have a great one. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great week.